Greg, can you do something entertaining for my return of my YouTube video?
Return? Welcome back.
Can
That's my exciting thing.
C'est tout?
We'll never see this video, guaranteed. We will never cut it. Never gonna sit and edit this. Mark my words.
Thing is, I can't even get mad at him because that segment was filmed over a year ago. Never got around to editing it, but 2024, new beginnings, all that jazz. We are back with another video. Now, some of you may know my life has changed drastically with the arrival of this little guy, and the cliche thing they say about your life priorities changing is most definitely true. My overall mentality when it comes to buying a lot of things and collecting has changed drastically. And to be honest, and a bit more adulty, I'd rather have that money sat in my bank than in clothing, which is pretty much how I've been living for the past however many years since YouTube has begun, basically. Now, I'm fully aware that there are other factors, even subconsciously, that potentially affected why I stopped posting. The constant need to showcase new pieces in pickups video, which, interestingly enough, isn't even something that you, the viewer, have imposed on us, and by us, I mean me primarily, but also I feel like I can speak to a lot of content creators as a whole. Or maybe let me just stick to myself. It's not even something that you as a viewer have imposed on me, it's just something that I felt like I needed to do. I even started doing things that I wasn't a big fan of. Now, one of the things that I hate personally is seeing a content creator buy something, showcase it, and then return it. Now, I didn't do anything to that nature, but I did buy certain pieces where the primary function was to create content, and then and only then was it to sit in my wardrobe and be styled and be worn by myself. One example of that would be the Rick Owens white Tatlin coat. I absolutely love this piece. The cut, the shape, the fabric, just everything about it is amazing. But the main reason why I bought this piece was so that I'm able to create cool styling videos. And at the time I wanted to do one for One Piece. In fact, I did do one for One Piece characters, and part 2 of that video was going to be where I was going to style all the admirals. And the admirals often wear a big white coat, plus they're often drawn in a manner in which they have huge broad shoulders. So I was like, yo, this coat is perfect for it. I still love the piece, but my primary reason for it was to create content. In fact, that white variation I have not worn ever, and it's been sat here for at least a year. That's nuts in itself, but when you're spending £3,000 to £4,000 on a coat, for me, stupid. Like, muy stupido. Which then leads to my second point, where over the years of me doing social media and becoming successful, you know, having brand partnerships and the money coming in a lot more than I was ever used to, you know, growing up from a background where money wasn't exactly in abundance, I started to kind of get lost in the sauce, if you will. Things like spending 3-4K on coats, that's the definition of lost in the sauce, Sanji. One of the things that I prided myself and I showcased to you guys from the very early videos was always buying things at ridiculously good prices after sale season, just hunting and really being patient with it as opposed to just splashing the cash. I mean, if you go back to my earlier videos, a lot of those pickups videos were almost always after a sale period. Somewhere around 2021, 22 period, that's when I lost it, in the sense of I was buying things at full price, and not just like regular pieces. I'm talking Louis Vuitton varsity jackets for like 4,500 a pop. Not once, but twice. I mean, these jackets are absolutely beautiful. The construction is amazing. The fabric is honestly second to none. Craftsmanship, just, you know, it's an amazing piece. But personally, looking back and spending £4,500 on these jackets is absolutely insane. You know, some might say, yeah, it's kind of an investment in the sense of, you know, that you were able to resell it for more than you paid for, if not at least what you paid for. And that's true, and that's why I'm not like beating myself up over it too much, but it's still crazy. And that kind of leads to the next point, which is ego. Ego is very much a thing, especially when it came to the collecting side of things. Now, don't get me wrong, I only bought things that I absolutely loved and, you know, I can see myself wearing and having in my wardrobe. However, there was definitely this feeling of needing an item to say or to show that I owned it. LV jackets being a good example because they're quite limited, hyped if you wish. But the primary example of that is my ever-growing, or was my ever-growing collection of Haider Ackermann pieces, which, if you've been following me for a while, you know that he's my favorite designer. I love his pieces, but it got to a point, man, where I was just like, I need to have, you know, the craziest, the one-of-one samples, the most hype, the grail worthy. And I did do those things. I have the one-of-ones, I have the crazy samples, I have what would many consider to be his grail pieces. This is just an example, just because I just pulled it out here. I mean, this is a pair of full python cropped biker trousers. Absolutely incredible. I think they retailed for like £8,000. Of course, I didn't pay that much, but, you know, insane pair that I barely fit. And I told myself, yeah, you're a bit chubby now, you're gonna lose weight and then you're gonna fit it. That never came. Now, as a collector or someone that owns an archive, that's fine. You can have pieces that you don't fit because you know that you will be able to lend it out, or, you know, whatever archive people do. I'm not an archive person, I'm not a collector, so these are all my personal pieces that I own and wear. This is the kind of dumb shit that's just, it didn't make sense. And that's where the ego has to be kept in check. And lastly, the brand Sanjeev. No, this won't be a shameless plug. I'll wait at least 2-3 videos in before I start, you know, chucking those out. But I'm in a very fortunate position to be able to make the pieces that I like in the way that I like, therefore my perfect pieces. So it became harder as a consumer to justify spending X amount on a garment when A, I knew that I could make it better, at least according to my own taste, which leads to B, taking that money and putting it into a production one, which, you know, if it sells, inevitably is more money back to the brand. Now, don't get me wrong, there are pieces that I'll absolutely buy because there is no tweaks, it's perfect as it is. I love the way that it makes me feel, or that it looks. Prime example being this Haider Ackermann olive super long coat. I mean, this has been a grail of mine. There's a story to it. It's somewhat sentimental. And, you know, those are the things that you can't replicate with your little tweaks or whatnot. So, bruh, anybody that's worked in retail knows that this whole finger spacing thing has been drilled into you when you just used to stand on the shop floor and they were just like, finger spacing over there, there. So now I do it all the time. What was my point? Oh yeah, of course, you can buy things, but I had to remind myself to be patient and to kind of go back to my older ways where wait for the sale. Don't necessarily have to buy it at full price. It's fine, obviously, if you've got the money to do so, but for me, it was like, let's reel it back a little bit. Whew! All this waffling to basically say, I don't even know what the actual messaging that I was trying to convey. I guess it was to explain to you where I've been, why I haven't been posting, because all of this was playing on my mind. I filmed a segment to basically showcase some of the pieces that I've already let go of, and the whole idea was, instead of me coming back with a pickups video, because there's loads of things here that you wouldn't have seen, I wanted to showcase some of the pieces that you wouldn't have seen that I've had to let go because I was being stupid when I purchased it, or I just didn't wear it. And the whole idea now for me is to definitely minimize this wardrobe. I mean, this is just the rail for just outerwear pieces. It's crazy. A single person does not need this many things. So yeah, I guess the next segment is going to be me a few days back kind of going through some of the pieces that you guys wouldn't have seen that I've already sold, and then after that I might show some pieces that I want to sell. Or maybe I'll just end the video there. Okay, so the first item that we're letting go is this AA Spectrum pink cocoon down jacket. It's absolutely insane. It's a beautiful piece. I just found myself wearing it a grand total of 0 times. So I've got, you know, the label still attached and everything. And it's something that is an unfortunate common theme with a lot of the stuff that I'm getting rid of. I wait for that moment to rock these pieces. Said moments never comes. Or, you know, it just gets replaced. Like, to be honest with you, with this jacket, I wanted to wear it when it gets cold, but also I wanted to take it on my ski trip, and then I found a better jacket that I took on my ski trip, and therefore there was no need for this one. And it's just been sat here. Why not just let it go to someone else? Now, this is an item that you would have definitely seen in the past, and that is the Gucci floral painted denim from God knows what season, made popular by ASAP Rocky when he wore these, and everybody seemed to, you know, want to get a pair of them. So yeah, these are gone. These have been in the wardrobe for at least 5 years, so I'm happy that they're going to a hopefully good home. Another thing that's also going is the Rick Owens black Tatlin coat. Absolutely love this piece. I've had this piece now for a year, and I found myself wearing it a maximum of 3 times, which is just a joke. Like, I should be rocking this a lot more. Now, the reason why I was okay letting this one go, because I do love this, is I have my black hider coat, which I wear a lot more than this one, and we are also working on our own black coats for Sanjeev, so fingers crossed that one comes in and blows everything out of the water, and I don't regret the decision of selling this, and probably someday selling the hider one as well. So that is the black Rick Owens Tatlin Jumbo coat. Absolute beauty. Another item that is finally leaving the wardrobe, and I know for sure you know this one. It is the undercover human control system piece, which, very iconic, means a lot to me, because this was not the first piece that I described as cropped in the body, elongated sleeve, but it was definitely, I feel like, the piece that, because it was so dramatic with the crop and the sleeves, it stuck. And obviously it's a cut that I've used and tweaked for my own pieces, so this one means a lot, but it wasn't getting anywhere, and I feel, or I hope, that the next person will love and cherish and wear this a lot more, because it should be worn. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Another huge coat that's leaving the wardrobe is this Ami number from, I think it was for winter 2019. So it's been in the wardrobe for now a good 3-4 years. Yeah, so good. So fucking heavy. Like, insanely heavy. But oh so good. That's it. I don't have anything more to say. It's gone. And that is that for today's video. I know it's probably super all over the place. I'm still a bit rusty. Give me like 2-3 videos and then we'll be back into a smoother thing. Now, of course, I will still be doing pickups video. All that fucking waffling for the first 10 minutes to say that I'm still going to be doing pickups video, but probably not to the same extent as my previous videos. It might be like 1 or 2 pieces here and there, and yeah man, let me know what you'd like to see. I've got a few ideas lined up. We're still very much going to be doing fashion content, but it would be nice to kind of have a bit more things that I get to showcase, be it the behind the scenes of the brand, my other interests, etc, etc. So with that being said, a lot of the pieces showcased today have already been sold, but for the ones that haven't, it will be on the Instagram page, Sanjeev Closet. I put things up as posts, I put things up in stories, first come first serve, you know the drill. And if there's something that you know that I own, and like I said, I'm very much in a get rid of everything mood unless it's extremely personal to me, then you can always ask if I'm willing to sell it for a good price and we can talk. The worst I can say is, unfortunately, this item is not for sale, but that's that. So have a beautiful day, take care, peace.